right, everyone. Hope you're all doing good today. Hope you're all doing well. It's time for another episode of Speedruns from the Crypt, your bi-weekly horror hotfix. I'm your host, Geisis, and today we're going to be looking at a pretty cool horror franchise. Before we fully go into that, though, just for a couple of announcements. For one, if you're watching GDQ, we'd like to hear from you. Games Done Quick is looking to learn how you watch speedruns the most. If you have a few minutes, you can visit gdq.gg/survey and let us know what you want to see. As well, Summer Games Done Quick 2026 will be live in Minneapolis, Minnesota from July 5th to the 11th. You can visit gdq.gg to learn more or register for the event. You can also check out the schedule at gdq.gg/schedule. Alrighty, so today I thought it'd be fun to take a look at Dead Space. We had a couple of runs. One of them is probably, a run you may have seen, a run you may be familiar with. The other one's going to be something very, very strange, and I think it'll be pretty fun that way. It's not every day you see a game like that. So, something kind of familiar, something kind of new. I hope you'll enjoy both the runs. Dead Space is a pretty cool game, and yeah, I guess without further ado, here's Dead Space 2, 90% no out of bounds with Sharkhat87. Take it away.
Thanks. Hey everybody. Like X said, I'm Sharkhat87, and we are going to be playing some Dead Space 2. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going here. So we got to watch a loading screen before the timer starts. So I'll give a countdown. We're playing on casual difficulty, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. First thing you'll notice also is we skip the intro cutscene, so we're starting right in the action here. So time is going to start in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So yeah, we do use a mod to skip the intro cutscene. It's about 4 minutes usually of, just literally doing nothing. Fortunately, there's a checkpoint right after the cutscene ends once you gain control. So for speedruns, we just start here for quality of life, for convenience, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the category is no out of bounds. So basically that just means we can't jump out of the map. We can still, well, you'll see there's a lot of exceptions and things for, we can still clip through walls as long as we're, or doors as long as we're clipping from one room to another. Inbounds, like instead of opening the door, clipping through it. That's one example. There's a lot of stuff in this run that looks like out of bounds, but it's because of how a certain glitch involving deloading the level works, but we'll get into that once we get an example of it. But just keep in mind that we are still allowed to do any and all other glitches, just as long as you don't actually go out of bounds. Now, out of bounds saves a lot of time in this game. Over the no out of bounds record, any percent is about 50 minutes faster, I think, something like that. So it's a decent bit faster. But there's still a lot of tricks we can do, is what I'm getting at. But yeah, for the very beginning of the game, not much we can do other than get cut out of the straitjacket, which this guy's going to help us with in a second after he talks to us. And the main reason, even if we could skip him, we would still want to get cut out of the straitjacket because you can't aim weapons, even if you have them, when you're in that state. I don't think you can use the store. Probably can't use the bench. If you try to leave chapter 1, the game crashes if you're in the straitjacket also, so yeah. Not gonna be skipping this guy anytime soon, most likely. But yeah, once he does that, we can move around mostly normally. We're still low health, even after getting this health pack up here, so we're gonna have to get some more of that before we get our full run speed back. We're also gonna get the flashlight, which is actually really broken, but only in this level. So basically, the way they break you out of this cutscene is with a tutorial on healing. So you get the restore health tutorial. It says, press the button to heal. And when you do that, it spawns in the flashlight. And picking up the flashlight is what actually breaks you out of the cutscene. But the thing is, picking up the flashlight actually breaks you out of any cutscene, or breaks you out of any animation or anything that you're in. So we're going to use that to skip 2 pretty short cutscenes. Now, it only works in chapter 1 because the flashlight only loads in chapter 1, which is very unfortunate because otherwise we could skip pretty much every cutscene in the game with that, which would be pretty cool.
But if you can get here, I can treat you and get you to safety.
Before we do that though, I'm gonna try to skip this tutorial for using the locator here, which is sort of your pathfinding tool to your objective. We're gonna aim and use it at the same time, which skips it. And then this room's super dark, but I am climbing on some tables here, just taking a little bit of a shortcut through the rec room. And now we're gonna do our first flashlight dupe, which is the trick I was mentioning before. So anytime you use this tutorial, it spawns the flashlight in again, and then you can just pick it up, even though we're nowhere near it anymore. You just have to press the interact key, and he grabs it. So we skip a little cutscene there in the showers. And then I just gotta be careful to not pick up the flashlight here, because it will make me stand up, which you would think would be good, because running is a lot faster than crawling here, but we have not found a way to actually get back into this room doing that. Also, you kind of do clip out of bounds a little bit, so that's kind of against the rules a little bit here. So I'm gonna pick up the flashlight here, though, which breaks my camera, so I'm gonna reload, but it also skips that cutscene too. So yeah, it's kind of silly. It's one of the most broken glitches in the whole game, and it only saves about like 9 seconds or something, I think, to do it in this level. It's kind of funny. So we're getting our kinesis power up here, which is really good. So lets us pick up and throw stuff. You get a little tutorial on it. You can't leave this room unless you throw a spike against the wall. And then we're just gonna run past the enemies here. Little fun fact: when you pick up that tutorial or that that health pack, it gives you a new tutorial. And that actually breaks flashlight duping, so if you pick that up, the glitch doesn't even work anymore. Picking up the flashlight also gets rid of kinesis for some reason. I don't know why they did that, so we're not going to be using it anymore after this point. We are going to be using kinesis to get this guy through the door. This is our friend Steve, as we've named him. Steve is going to help us hold a door open. So we're going to push him all the way over here. And you'll notice he's not attacking me anymore. A lot of enemies are only supposed to aggro you in specific rooms. So since we pushed him out of his room, he doesn't really know what to do. He eventually just gives up, as you can see here, and just stands still, which is actually perfect. Because we're going to have him hold that door open for us. And now we're going to get the plasma cutter. So I'm going to start explaining the next trick we're going to do. Our first, I guess not like huge skip, but we're going to skip fighting some enemies. We'll get into more detail with it later because it could be a bit complicated. But basically, the game can't load in too many rooms at once because it wants to try to save on memory. So if it sometimes when it tries to load in too many at once, it'll unload some things. So with Steve holding that door open back there, the other room can't unload. So when we progress far enough, eventually the level will unload partially here. I gotta stand here so the level loads back in. So this is what I was talking about when I said that we're gonna do a lot of stuff that looks like out of bounds but is not. So I'm actually fully in bounds here. It's just that sort of the lights and the texture, like the lights are off, is the best way to put it. Whenever you're in that state, doors don't have any collision, so we're basically using that to just run straight through a locked door, but we're not actually leaving the level at all, if that makes sense. So, like I said, we'll see a bunch of other deloads in the run, so we'll be able to explain it in more detail. But that's the gist. Basically, we unload part of the level so that we can run straight through a locked door, but we don't actually walk outside of the bounds of the map at all. Like all walls and floors, ceilings, all that stuff is all the same still. Now, you can use deloads to get out of bounds. As you can imagine, being able to kind of control how the level's loaded. So while we're doing some of those tricks, we got to be careful not to actually fall out on accident, because that'd be bad. Now, unfortunately, we can't carry that all the way through this room and skip this fight, because the level loads back in if we try to do that. So that's why you saw me load it in a little bit earlier, just so we could see where we're going. But yeah, it's basically like, you know, it's like if you imagine, like, if you turn the lights off in your own room, like, you're still in the room, you know, you're not, like, outside the house, basically. It's kind of like that, I guess. But yeah, so now we have the stasis power-up, so we can use that to slow down enemies. That enemy is super dangerous. He's programmed to one-shot you on any difficulty until you stasis him. Actually, I think even after you stasis him, he might still one-shot you. But they just really, really wanted to make sure that you learned how to use stasis and didn't get past that guy without it. Nice. All right. So So we're getting close to the end of the first chapter here. If you've seen other speedruns of this game, you might have seen that we actually keep this suit the entire time. We're not going to be doing that this time. There's no inbounds way to skip picking up the suit, even though the patient suit is pretty fun. It doesn't really matter for this run, but one kind of funny thing about this is you're not supposed to be able to keep this suit at all. The only way to do it is by actually skipping most of the level. But this suit has no air meter, so in speedruns where we keep it, you just have infinite air because it never actually counts down when you go out into space and stuff. So in some ways, this is kind of the best suit in the game, even though it doesn't have a lot of armor. But yeah, like I said, you're not gonna see that in normal gameplay. So. But yeah, so speaking of which, they make you buy a suit here to progress. Because the next room does have a vacuum in it. Little did they know Isaac doesn't need it at all. So, yeah, we have to pick up a suit. They give you money for it here just in case you didn't pick anything up, which is nice. There are free DLC suits and items in this game. We opt to not use any of those in the new game categories. So we have New Game Plus for most runs of the game. You know, New Game Plus, any percent. There's a New Game Plus version of this run also. And in New Game Plus, you can use whatever you want. Technically, you can get the DLC stuff in a new game, but that rule was decided a long time ago, mostly because it kind of invalidates any of the possible weapon or inventory routing you would do, because you can just buy all the guns you need for the whole run for free. Oh, they're also free, by the way. all the DLC weapons and stuff are just free, and some of them have extra buffs as well. So we're getting only the base game weapons and stuff. Also, that was the first boss. That is we like to say jokingly the hardest boss in the game, which is true actually, at least for a speedrun. Just because he kind of moves around a little bit. He's not that hard. Like, that's kind of the joke. There's not a lot of hard bosses in this game. Now, in any percent, we skip getting the plasma cutter in the first level, so we actually have to beat him by throwing props at him with kinesis, and that is actually pretty hard to do fast. Shooting him is no big deal. All right, so on to chapter 2. So there's 15 chapters in the game. Oh, also real quick, we're gonna do a little trick here. So I'm gonna open the elevator from the outside. Oh, actually I missed it. Wait, I think? Did I? Oh no, I think this is fine actually. Yeah, okay. Open the door a little early, but that's okay. This should still work. It'd be really funny if I did soft lock this, because this only saves like a second. Oh, I think I did. Hold on. I think I opened the door a little bit too early. That's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. Okay. So basically, if you interact with the elevator from the outside, it starts this little like cutscene or like narrative sequence thing a little bit early. So it lets you get up the elevator about a second faster. But if you open up the door just a little bit too early like that, it soft locks because it doesn't actually finish it. But the checkpoint puts us right here, so it's not a big deal. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, he just deloads when the elevator starts, so that's why he disappears like that. It's funny. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah. So just a little bit early, but this will look pretty funny. There's a sequence where you're supposed to go up the elevator, and then the elevator door opens, and a guy gets stabbed, but he's up there, and we're still down here. And then we can actually start the elevator for real. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna... Well, I was gonna say meet Strauss, but I guess we technically saw him in chapter 1, but he's one of the other patients they're using to build markers. Just as far as the story goes, the markers are these big alien artifacts that are responsible for the necromorph outbreak in the first place. Missed my shot on that guy, but that's okay. There we go. So, when you didn't see it because he went for the grab there, but if if you try to get past that guy too early, they actually put an invisible wall there, so you gotta wait a second anyway. So the grab actually doesn't lose as much time as it looks there. It's a little silly. So now we got the laundry room fight. So it's the same enemies every time, but their exact spawn locations are a little different. So try to get a bunch of these spikes out, which do a bunch of damage, and try to just react where they spawn in. There we go. There we go. So we're trying to kill the last enemy there, even though it's not required to progress, just because enemies behind us can hold doors open, which is kind of annoying. And again, with the game only wants to load certain numbers of rooms at the same time. If an enemy's holding a door open behind you, sometimes the door in front of you will actually take longer to open, because usually when doors are opening, they're loading the next room. Not always, but generally that's usually the case. Is the next room is about like half loaded, kind of like that deloaded state we ran through earlier, where all the wall collision. Props, all that kind of stuff is actually in the room, and then once you open the door, then it loads in all the textures and the lights and stuff. But like I said, the game doesn't usually want to load in too many things, so yeah, if they're holding doors open, it'd be a little slow sometimes. There we go. That guy also likes to go for a grab, so we should be a little bit careful there. So we gotta trigger some enemies running over there, and then we gotta kill them to progress here. Try to snipe that guy around the corner. And then usually this enemy is actually invulnerable while jumping out of the vent here, but if you hit him with enough damage, like an explosive there, you can kill him just a few seconds early. There we go. Just camping this guy. You can't spawn if you look directly at him, so we kind of look just a little bit to the left to kind of move back and forth until we see him, and then we can get him. I don't think I explained how these work, these hack panels, but with the puzzle, you just have to hit the blue node 3 times, but it's in a random spot every time, and they throw in some red ones to throw you off. But there's only 8 directions it can be in, so usually you just start by guessing one, and then you just go in a circle. You kind of just react to when you see the light. But yeah, you can do them pretty fast with a lot of practice. Oh yeah, that can also happen. Sometimes when you let go of props, they just kind of float in midair. It's kind of fun. And these guys have the same spawns every time, so we can just spawn camp them. All right, almost at the end of chapter 2 already here. We get our first zero-G flying sequence. It's very simple. In Dead Space 3, they made these a lot harder. In this game, it's not too bad. There's like one later that is pretty easy to die on, I guess, but this one you can just hold straight down the whole time. Just gonna stasis that guy so he doesn't blow us up. And then here we're gonna have a fight upside down on the train after we slide down here. And the controls are a little bit difficult to get the hang of here because they intentionally make you sway around. So like for example here, if I just hold this, I'm not moving the mouse at all. It just does this. It kind of settles in a little bit as you go, but you kind of have to fight that a little bit while you do this. Like I said, it's not as bad right now, but it does still kind of move a little bit. But yeah, just going for the TK Impale damage here, because I can one-shot these guys. There we go. And then we intentionally don't reload there because the game actually gives you a full clip on a lot of these shooting sections here. Just as a soft lock prevention measure, you know, in case you run out of ammo completely. They give you just enough that you can make it not so horrifying when they're spawn camped. Yeah, you know. If you think that spawn camping was bad, just wait till you see this next fight coming up.
What happened? I thought we lost you.
So yeah, speaking of that, we're coming up on a new enemy type, the pack here.
Hang on.
Very lightweight. They die to pretty much any hit, even on the harder difficulties, but there's a lot of them.
You're very important to the Michael.
Fortunately, we know their spawns already, so we can take care of them pretty quick here. Although sometimes you can get some slight variations. We're usually wanting another guy to spawn there, but he's going to be over here instead. There we go. Now we're just going to loot. I'm not in a huge rush, movement-wise, to get out of this room, because this guy, Strauss, we have to wait for him to finish talking before the elevator will let you out. So you can get in the elevator right now, and it'll move a little bit, and then it'll kind of just sit there. But the doors won't actually open until the video log ends here. But that's perfect, because that gives us time to do some shopping. So we buy 2 guns here. So we get the line gun and the javelin gun. Javelin gun we're not going to use that much. It just saves a little bit of time in some combat. Line gun is super good. We're going to use it for some skips as well. And a little bit later.
Hey Dana, there's this crazy guy that keeps contacting me. I saw him back at the hospital.
But yeah, so just selling a bunch of stuff so we have enough money to afford those 2 guns.
Why was he there? What does he want?
He's a psychopath, Isaac.
You can only hold 4 also,
He murdered his
which is
own
worth
wife and
noting for
child.
the weapon routing. So we're actually going to be getting rid of the javelin gun in a couple levels, actually. It just saves a little bit of time to pick it up here. In fact, I think it's only like 5 seconds or something that it saves. It's really not that much.
Dana, I thought you were routing me to residential. This looks like a unitology recruitment center. Am I still on track?
Yeah, so the first arc of the game here, we're trying to meet up with this character Dana, who's definitely gonna help us for sure. So we're kind of just running across the station here. So this room's a little weird. For whatever reason, if you open and then close this decompression vent, it causes this to unlock a little bit faster than just killing all the enemies. So, like, again, it probably looks a little bit odd out of context, but yeah, you just shoot that and close it, and then it unlocks the vent a little bit quicker. You actually don't even need to spawn the enemies in. It'll go far enough forward. All right, so we're gonna get our first actual 0G room here. Like a non-scripted one, I mean. We gotta clear some enemies first, so we're gonna shoot and then alt-fire this javelin to kill this guy. Oops. A little close to him. Oh, and then he stunned me. Don't grab me, please. All right. All right. That works. Yeah, so I actually don't even know if it does damage, but when enemies jump out of vents, if you're right under them, they do actually stun you a little bit. You can't move for like a second. And I got just a little bit too close. The javelin alt fire, the electricity can hit you also, so that's what stun locked me there. But yeah, this is the 0G tutorial. Again, just kind of introducing you to game mechanics. They force you to learn how to boost here, otherwise you can't make it here. The wind like pushes you back. And then we need to grab a battery, throw it in a slot. It usually is on the right, but it can be in a slightly random spot here. There we go, nice. Nice. All right, we're coming up to sort of a new-ish skip. Not a new skip, but a new version of a skip, I guess. So there's a fight coming up where you walk into one of 2 triggers and it locks the door and then the fight starts, but there's a really, really small gap in between them. So with a really precise angle and setup, you can just run straight through it and the fight doesn't start because the door is just unlocked to start with. And I'm doing a slightly newer, faster setup. I'm just mentioning it because it kind of comes from, I can talk about it more later, but I'm currently routing a blindfolded run for this game. and we actually figured out how to do this skip using the locator where it turns you. But anyway, in short, it comes back to this because that led to modifying that a little bit just without the locator to get a slightly faster setup here. But like with vision, being able to just aim at the wall, you know.
That leads to a good question, because I know we talked about it, but a lot of people may not be aware. For context for people watching, Sharkhat has lately been routing the whole game blindfolded.
Yes, yeah.
So I guess the question is why and how?
Why and how? Well, the why was, I don't know. You know, honestly, I it's a good question. Oh, we got it. Nice. So about 5-ish years ago, I added a 1 million channel point reward to my stream, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll do Dead Space 2 blindfolded, or Dead Space 2 80% blindfolded. And finally, someone redeemed it this year after saving up. So I said, all right, you know, I guess we're doing this now. I had routed a little bit of it just to make sure I thought it was possible, but oh yeah. And so one sec, we're gonna do before I explain the how, we're gonna do a quick skip here by clipping this. Putting an explosive on the prop and clipping it through the wall. This actually skips all of this level, because you're supposed to backtrack to the end, back to the store there, if you want a shot before the next level, but we can break that fuse there. That's normally supposed to be a one-way thing. Yeah, it's a pretty short level anyway, but yeah, that skips the whole thing there. There we go, okay, so back to the blindfolded thing. So the how is mostly centered around the locator. We haven't used it yet, but the locator can point you towards 4 different things: your objective, and then the nearest store, save station, or bench. So that is a big part of it. Now, it doesn't like perfectly focus you and the camera exactly in the direction you need to move. It just kind of shows you the general direction of where you're going. But a lot of the run is hitting a checkpoint, reload the checkpoint to normalize or like reset your camera angle and position, and then you know, maybe using the locator to turn, running into a corner, locator again to turn. A lot of stuff like that, counting footsteps to kind of know roughly how far you've moved. It's been a whole thing. I am doing it as an any % run also, so there are actually some pretty big skips that we're able to do as well, which I'm happy about because I don't know, they're pretty fun to do. I think they look pretty cool also. But yeah, it's been a few months of routing it, but I'm gonna be attempting a run this weekend, hopefully finishing it, but we'll see. I don't know. I've been doing lots of practice, but every time I practice, I find new things that can go wrong, or things you can forget. So we'll see. But I'm hopeful we can finish it. I've never attempted anything else blindfolded. So it is also a new thing for me as well.
Oh, definitely wishing the best of luck in that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll have to let you know how it goes. I think if it goes well, if it goes really well, I could finish it in under 5 hours. I think is my estimate, but realistically, probably closer to 5 or 6. But yeah. We'll see. Yeah. So we're running through the crypt now. Got to do a little puzzle here. You're supposed to use stasis for this whole room, but you don't have to. These arms here, after a certain amount of time, will go back up, and as you progress, they get faster and faster. But if you just do it right away, it's not a problem. And then this is a funny one. I actually didn't know you could do this until pretty recently. But you actually don't have to stasis the fan here. So I'm going to try it. It doesn't really save much time, but you also die if you miss it. But it looks kind of cool, so we'll try it. Oh, I went a little high there. That's fine. Might not be fast enough. It's okay. Third time's the charm. Nice. Okay. So, yeah, if you ever wanted to try to beat Dead Space 2 without using stasis, that's one trick. Actually, you can't do it glitchless, but you can almost do it, I guess. But there you go. Yeah. All right. Some vent crawling here. Oh, so speaking of the vent crawling, and speaking of blindfolded, these vents are surprisingly annoying. I think I've adjusted my strategy for this, but
No.
you know, for some reason, I don't know what it is about these. I try to do the same thing every time, and I always get somehow turned back around and back at the beginning of the event, and I get out, and I'm just not, I just made no progress at all. I don't know. Surprisingly, you know, maybe not surprisingly, but not being able to see it all does add a layer of difficulty for sure. In finding where you're going, but made it through there, no problem this time. We're coming up on one of the few times where javelin gun actually saves time. Pretty much the only thing we get it for. But this mini boss or boss here, whatever you want to classify it as, we can actually kill it in one hit on this difficulty with javelin. And we're gonna try a trick where we snipe it before it even pulls us here. Nice, there we go. And that gives us a checkpoint, so we're gonna reload that. It's actually invulnerable until just right before it pulls you, so the timing's actually pretty important there. But yeah, that gives us a checkpoint, and then we got another fight with these guys. You can technically skip these guys with that quick kill I did on that boss there, but it is not faster. It is actually faster just to kill them anyway, so we're gonna do that. Like I said, they die in one hit anyway, so it's not like it takes too long to take them out here. But we are trying to move through the room at the same time, though, so that we can snipe the last guy at the door. Very nice. All right, so coming up on our first little bit of downtime here, we're finally meeting up with Dana. Like I said, so she can help us out or whatever. And then we're gonna be, as far as the chapters go anyway, almost a third of the way through the game. Time-wise doesn't quite work out that way. Some of the later levels are a little bit longer, but yeah, basically out of the early game, I would say, around here. Now this is kind of funny, those of you that play the game know that a slasher drops out of this vent here, but some of you might not know that if you just shoot it, he can't spawn. And the door here will just open immediately. It actually doesn't even load the next room until you kill him, but if he just never spawns, then it opens immediately, so. Yeah. I do love that jump scare though. I think it's the only time in an elevator you get jump scared in these games. But I like they only did it once, so that you're always on edge, just in case it happens again. Oh yeah, Dana betrays though. She's actually a unitologist, which is this religious cult in the game that thinks the marker's actually awesome, and people turning into necromorphs is good. So they want us to build another marker, which is not good. So, yeah, we gotta chill here for a second. Also, not related to the run, but kind of another fun fact about the game is just the way the level is laid out. This is actually the lowest point in the entire map, but it's supposed to be the very top. So as you're going down in the elevator, he says, "I've reached the top of the church," but not quite true. Also, elevators move in insane directions in this game. It's like I always say it's like the Willy Wonka elevators where they move like sideways and stuff, because most of the elevators in the game don't just go straight up and down. They move like sideways, diagonally, all that stuff. Some of them do just work how you would assume they would, especially the ones in like the more residential areas, because like it does literally just go where it looks like it does. But yeah, it's kind of silly. Yeah, that elevator made me super paranoid. Yeah, it's pretty good, because like I said, I can't remember. I don't even think in Dead Space 3 they do it, unless I'm forgetting, but I don't even think I mean, enemies will appear in an elevator, like, as you enter it, but they don't, like, jump out of the vent above you. But I do love that, because they all have the vents, so you're just kind of chilling there like, well, could happen again. Could never play it, because of the horror genre. Yeah, it's pretty spooky. I mean, I'm pretty, desensitized to a lot of horror games now, just because I play them like all the time. But I do love them. Like I enjoy being scared in these games. But I mean, you know, I played this game way too much for that now, I guess. The eye poke scene. Oh yeah, we will be seeing that this run. It is possible to skip it, but not without going out of bounds. So. I can also, well, you'll be seeing kind of a funny trick for that as well. All right. Oh yeah, this guy's. Sorry, I blind. This guy's the Tormentor. He's our next boss. Like I said, most of the bosses aren't that hard in this game. But we're gonna try to do a trick here. We're gonna try to shoot this gunship as it comes on screen. Nice. Okay. So that actually skips the whole second phase of the fight, because shooting the canisters on the gunship is what actually triggers this cutscene. But you're supposed to watch a whole other cutscene first and then shoot them, but you can just snipe it as it comes in because they're active already. So that's Tormentor Phase 2 skip. It also breaks the camera, which is kind of fun. We can fix it, fortunately, but yeah.
Isaac, are you there? Can you hear me?
What do you want, Strauss? Look, it's over.
Yeah, so now we're sort of beginning the main arc of the game, which is Strauss is telling us we can destroy the marker, and we need to get to government sector. So that's kind of our long-term goal here. This is technically the area we were in chapter 3, the apartments, but we're going back through it, and it's all spooky now.
Strauss, where you going? Shit.
Mobile version of the first game. Oh yeah, for Dead Space Mobile, we're actually playing that. We're doing a speedrun of that right after this as well. So yeah, I am excited for that. I think there's probably a lot of people that didn't even know that game existed.
Yeah, so that raises some, I guess, good questions for chat, because, you know, Dead Space, well, Dead Space 2 is a classic. I think for a lot of people it could be their favorites. Not a lot of people know Dead Space Mobile, so I guess just to break it down, what exactly is it and why did you want to do it?
Yeah, so yeah, it's funny. I actually didn't even play it when it came out, but basically between the release of Dead Space 1 and 2, they released a bunch of spin-off games that all lead into Dead Space 2. So if someone correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but the main story in Dead Space Mobile is sort of setting up the outbreak in this game. The Necromorph outbreak. Hold on, quick, gotta buy. Oh yeah, I can sell this. There we go. Okay. So yeah, it sets up Dead Space 2. So they did a rail shooter, Dead Space Extraction, on the Wii and PS3. They did Dead Space Ignition. I know that's on 360. It's like a puzzle game. It also has these comic book cutscene things. It's like kind of, I don't know, it's not quite as cool as it sounds, I guess. It's like static, I think it's like static comic books with like voice acting and stuff, but yeah, then the other one they did was Dead Space Mobile, so it was for iOS and Android. It's pretty cool. I think for a 2011 mobile game, it's pretty interesting. So for me, speedrunning it started with just wanting to play it at all. Unfortunately, you can't buy it anymore. You can emulate it, but at least as of a couple of years ago, there were a lot of emulator issues, particularly getting the, what's it called? I think the accelerometer, maybe, but basically to do the 0G jumps in the game, you had to shake the phone, right? And there were some problems emulating that input on PC, so you would get, some people were able to get it working, but you would get stuck like halfway through the game because you couldn't 0G jump. There's been some fixes for it. Again, I'm not, well, as far as the technical emulator side of things, I'm not an expert on that, but the gist is we've got it working on a bunch of different emulators now. If you still have, some Android phones, I think, can still run it, but yeah, so basically, I eventually, I got it to work, and I streamed just me playing it, because I had never actually played it back in the day. I thought it was fun, and then, you know, I was like, alright, well, this is a Dead Space game I haven't glitch hunted before, that could be kind of fun. And it turns out there's actually a lot of very cool skips, out of bounds, glitches, and stuff like that in the game. So I just started running that for fun as well. And I thought other people might think it's cool too. So hopefully you guys enjoy that when that comes up next. I don't know, because I was trying to think. I don't know of any other mobile games off the top of my head that people speedrun. Well, that's not true, but like, because I think a lot of people, I think Subway Surfers is pretty popular. I don't know how traditional of a speedrun that is, but you know what I mean. But I couldn't think of, off the top of my head at least, any other mobile games that had like a single player campaign speedrun with a lot of like tricks and stuff. But I mean, to be fair, for as far as accessibility goes, it's kind of hard to get mobile games running. Like we'll get into it more when we get to the actual run, but we're specifically emulating like a specific Sony phone that has gamepad buttons on it, and the gamepad buttons actually let you do some glitches that the touchscreen controls don't. But I don't even know if that phone has like video output in any way, so yeah, I don't know. Someday I'd like to actually get the real like actual phone with the buttons on it and stuff and get the game working on that, but I just don't know if I'd be able to stream it, so that's why we're doing emulator. Oh yeah, this is Ellie as well. I guess I don't need to explain the full story, but I'll give you guys the gist at least. Ellie's another survivor.
I'm Isaac.
The TLDR is well, she's cautious of us at first, but we are going to be partnering up with her
to get to the transport
to get to government sector.
I need to get to the
and all that
government
stuff.
sector.
Us and Strauss once we meet up with him again.
What do you think we were trying to do?
This is this whole chapter is pretty much the like, okay, we need to set up the whole next arc, the whole rest of the story. There's a decent bit of cutscenes and stuff here.
It's not a chance, Isaac.
Setting things up.
Other people are just a liability. I'll release the door lock.
But yeah, Looney makes a good point though. Aren't exactly a lot of third-person survival horror mobile games. I mean, if there were more, I'd probably be playing.
Wait.
Yeah, that's funny. But yes, yeah, I do totally understand why when people hear Dead Space Mobile, they kind of just think like, it's kind of weird, but okay. Wonder what that's gonna be. But yeah, it does really just look like kind of a PlayStation 1 Dead Space game, which is pretty cool.
You know, recently I know of a couple other weird games for the Java phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Silent Hill Orphan?
I don't think so.
It was a series of point and clicks that would play on like old flip phones.
That's cool.
I played them recently. They are okay.
They're all right. Okay. Well, you know.
They also had Dead Rising Java, which is pretty goofy.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that sounds pretty silly.
And I think there's also, I heard for iOS stuff, Silent Hill: The Escape.
Okay.
It's weird because like I guess it's like a first person you're walking down hallways thing, like not computer, which is weird. Oh, and then there's also RE4 iOS.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That's a good game on iOS. Nice. Can you do Ditman on iOS?
I have no idea. I've only ever played chapter 1 and 2 because like you can play the demo on like the old iTouches and the iPhones.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Nice.
SGDQ will be from July 5th to the 11th.
Oh yeah. So everybody in chat, we did not go out of bounds there, by the way. I'll explain the deloads again briefly. It looks like we went. It kind of looks like you're running it out of bounds, but basically what we did is just ran through a room that was, we'll call it like, I guess like half loaded, but basically it just means that all the collision is still the same. It's just that the textures and the lights are off and the textures aren't loaded. But the whole reason we do that is because in that state, locked doors aren't, well, any door isn't solid, so you can walk through locked doors. So we trigger the deload by opening one door, then opening another one. And the game doesn't like to load too many things in, too many rooms in at once. So after loading one room, we load the second room, and the game picks one of them to not be loaded anymore. And we can actually sometimes, based on where the doors are positioned, get into the unloaded room before the door blocks us. Because the game, in a lot of places, tries to block you from doing that. But yeah. Are we doing the chair blindfolded? Not this time. Maybe I should have done that though. I did not find a blindfolded setup to put the chair on our head. The chair was not an important thing. We just do that for fun because we gotta wait anyway. Oh yeah, this is the longest elevator in the entire game. It's already over, but it's about exactly a minute, I think. And most of that is the dialogue, but they do kind of just make you sit there. It's mostly just because this level is super far away here.
We're up here. Come on, move.
All right, speaking of deloads, we're not going to
Bad memory.
set up a deload by opening doors or anything this time, but if the enemy here cooperates, he's gonna clip us through this door. The next room is already loaded. It's just in that half-loaded state, like I said. The deload actually isn't very important here. We just want to get out of this room early. If we can get this enemy to punch us through the door, it saves about a minute. This is one of the only sort of random tricks in Dead Space 2. Everything in this game is actually pretty consistent. It's a lot of just setup-based tricks. You know, get into this position, aim here, do this, and then things work. But we need this brute enemy to punch us with his right hand. If he punches us with the left hand, we don't clip. Now you can retry it, but you know you only have so much health. And occasionally you can get hit with the right hand and also still not clip, which is pretty cool. So I have a lot of health. Wow, I have so many health packs. So odds are I'm probably gonna get clipped. He can also clip you through the floor, which kills you. So hopefully that doesn't happen. You also can't retry it if you reload the checkpoint, because the room isn't loaded anymore. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we just get it first try, but it is kind of up to him. So let's see. Okay, so that was left hand, so we bait him into... Oh, okay, never mind. He trolled. We might still be able to get this. The idea is we want to bait him into punching, and then he'll come punch us again. Oh, interesting. Okay. We may not be able to get it with this... Maybe this door? Maybe this side? Let's see. I might actually be able to just get him back over into a good position. One's over here. That actually is not as bad. Oh, really close. Okay, wait, this is back where he's supposed to be. Okay, nice. Left hand, sick. I got to first try and practice, of course, when I did my practice run. He's actually gonna make me use all my health packs. That's so mean. Oh, we got it. Nice. Okay. First try. All right. That was probably still faster. You have to listen to them talk for a really long time there. Otherwise. So again, we can kind of see out of bounds there because the wall textures aren't loaded, but we are still staying in there the whole time. Nice. Okay. All right, chapter 7. So this is the level where we got to go fix the solar array. First, we got to fix this elevator so we can get up there. This is kind of a cool level for no out of bounds because in any percent you can skip the entire thing by going up to the top out of bounds and then falling down to a checkpoint at the end. But here we got to at least play most of the level, even though we're gonna still skip a little bit of it.
Don't worry, I can fix this. I'm heading outside to have a look.
So yeah, we don't see these thrust canisters too much in this run. Even in no out of bounds, we still skip a lot of them. But
How do you think he's doing? Can you hear this shit?
we do have to use them to fix this thing here.
It's part of the sickness.
Okay, just waiting for a checkpoint here. Okay, I'm also turning VSync on here, which actually locks the game at 30 FPS no matter what your refresh rate is, which for casual play is actually really annoying, but it's kind of nice for us because 30 FPS does a couple things with the physics that are a bit different. For one, you can actually soft lock here if the FPS isn't at 30, because the elevator just does not come in at the correct angle. It's actually a little bit crooked still here. But yeah, for whatever reason on that checkpoint, if you're above 30 FPS, it will actually just be like completely rotated and you just can't get in at all. It's not like that bad because you can reload and do it again, but I would not be surprised if someone casually had an issue here with that happening. It's kind of annoying. I don't know, it's very silly. You can get ones where it's like pretty tilted, but you can still get in, and the whole room's kind of rotated, and you like stand up on the ledge here. But anyway, we have a bunch of these tripod enemies. We like to call this the elevator of death. I don't even remember if the speedrun community came up with that. I don't know. I call it that at least. I didn't come up with that, I don't think, but Anyway, so for the elevator of death here, that guy always spawns there. And then for the second wave, there's always one guy. And then from here, it can be 2 or 3. And they are randomly spawning in after the first one, like the location. So as long as you're directly opposite them, they can't hit you. But if you get ones right next to each other, that's pretty good. If they're opposite each other, that's kind of bad because then they can hit you. Now we can just shoot them also, which isn't a huge deal. If I can save a little bit of ammo, that would be nice. But actually, oh my god, I have so much detonator ammo. I could actually kind of just kill these guys, I think. Although you gotta be a little bit careful because the detonator has crazy splash damage and can kill you very easily. All right, we're almost at the end here. This is on a timer. Nice. Oh, I do not have that gun. Let me tell you, in Blindfolded, this kind of thing has been trolling me a lot because managing the inventory is a little bit difficult. Fortunately, the game actually orders the different types of items in the same order every time, so that's really nice. But occasionally, the game will just drop items, like ammo for weapons you don't have. So in Blindfolded, if I pick up ammo like that, that's just in my inventory the whole game because I just have no idea what it is, like how to get rid of it. Oh yeah, this is Howard Phillips, the watchman for this tower. We gotta throw him into the body scanner there. And then yeah, there's like this AI that is trying to kill us. Basically, if they detect that you're an unauthorized guest, they just try to blow you up. Basically, it's kind of messed up. But yeah, we got to deal with a bunch of traps here. Move some of these so they don't blow us up. Okay, so we gotta pull that because we're gonna do another deload and we can't grab it in the deload. Just gonna use the decompression vent there to knock most of the enemies out of bounds.
Unauthorized engagement of access lift detected.
Alright, so I'm turning VSync back on to get to 30 FPS, and we're gonna try to do a deload by opening this door and then getting off of this lift after activating it. Didn't quite get it. Let's take this guy out. Just to make this easier. Alright. So you can activate the lift, but at the last second and be able to get off of it. And the lift actually loads in a little bit more of the level, so we can use that to set up our deload here. Nice. So we're gonna carry this through a bunch of rooms here, but the main reason is to skip the mainframe puzzle where you shut off the AI. We actually have a skip in glitchless you can do here called cup skip, which is pretty infamous for being super annoying. You see those 5 fuses down there, right? So there's a wall here. You can put an explosive on a cup and chuck the cup over the wall, and you gotta hope the cup lands right in the middle of the platform, and if it destroys all 5, then you can skip the puzzle. But if you... Oops, I didn't catch that. If it does not break them all, then it does not work. You gotta reload.
See for yourself.
But yeah, so fortunately we're doing the cup skip here. So we're doing another hack panel here. And then I need to open this door so we don't fall out of bounds, and then I'm gonna let it close. Because continuing the deload here will actually skip a little dialogue here. It also kind of messes up this top area here. For whatever reason, I think we're starting in a different position. I don't know why it's so weird. But it means we're not going to be aligning the beams exactly at the solar panels. And the vacuum from the previous area didn't end, so I actually have to refill my air out here. Alright, so it's a little awkward. It's not exactly where it looks like it should be.
How's he doing?
but it still works. Yes, you see the panels all the way up here, but it's like actually right around
I knew he would just slow me down.
here. It's a little awkward to do this.
Chances of destroying the marker. Keep him alive and get to that panel.
There we go. Okay. Like I said, not super intuitive where it goes.
How's it looking on your end?
I'm trying to roll back the cover
But
now.
yeah, just to be clear, this is because of the glitch, the skip we did. It's not normally
I'm not strong enough.
like this.
I promise I'll protect you. Now, just get over here and give me a hand. Here.
So we do an explosive to kill. Oh, okay. Did I not?
Something covering the collector panel.
Oh, it didn't actually get him. Okay.
Oh my god. There's
That should have gotten him.
They're breaking apart.
Ellie, get out of there!
Oh my god, they're heading this way.
Okay.
Run, Strauss, run!
Ellie, come in! Ellie! Shit.
Kind of messed up my. I usually use like a timing setup. There we go. Okay. Find that. Nice. You'll see it teleported me all the way away. Whenever you finish that, it usually puts you in a specific position, but it's usually right, basically where you are. But because this whole thing is misaligned, it teleports kind of far away, which is silly.
We just made it to the crossover tube when the beam hit.
All right, gonna grab another checkpoint here to skip this dialogue. There we go. And now we have the only flying section of the game that is actually kind of difficult, so hopefully I'm not jinxing myself by saying that. Hopefully we don't die here. It's not really like that big of a deal if you do die here, but it's just kind of silly. What kind of shark is the shark hat? That is actually a great question. I am not a shark, I don't know, this may be surprising. I don't know, I'm actually not like a shark expert. I don't know. Basically the short origin story, if you could call it that, I guess, is when I was in middle school, I just happened to see the hat in a gift shop, and I thought it was funny, and it kind of just became a thing for screen names and stuff. But not that I don't like sharks, I think they're cool, but you know, I'm not like a shark expert. But I don't know. It's a good question though. A skybox here is pretty. It is. It's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. What's my favorite Dead Space? Oh, Dead Space 2 for sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of the whole series, obviously, but yeah, I think this one's my favorite. It's the one I had the most fun playing with my friends and stuff back in the day. It's my favorite one to speedrun also.
Right outside, hurry!
Wait, real quick, doing one more trick here. So I'm hitting a trigger for this auto scroller, but I'm dodging the trigger that locks the door. So we can do that to get back into this shop area. You're supposed to survive endless waves of enemies for a while here, but we can take our time and do some shopping instead. Grab some items here. I mean, truly, there's not really any Dead Space games I don't like, except for maybe Ignition, the puzzle game. It's just, the puzzle game is just, it's like, okay. Part of it is, it's such a different genre from this. I mean, even the mobile game is still a third-person horror action shooter, right? I mean, at least Extraction, I mean, it's a light rail shooter, but, you know, it's still got combat and some of the regular Dead Space mechanics, but yeah, I mean, Dead Space Ignition is literally just, it's 3 different puzzles, and then you get like Dead Space cutscenes in between, kind of.
Look,
it's okay.
I'm giving it my code, but it's not working.
Yeah, Dead Space 3 is cool. I like Dead Space 3 for sure. I think it's a little bit overhated, but I get why people don't like it as much as the rest of the games. Like, it's definitely a fine game. Co-op is pretty fun too. Co-op speedruns are cool. Oh, D-Make? Yeah, for those that haven't seen it, there was a fan game, Dead Space D-Make, which is about half of Chapter 1 in the original game, but made to look like a like fixed camera PS1 game. It was very, very cool. Definitely wish we had gotten more of that. But it is pretty fun. Speaking of mobile games too, somebody made a Dead Space Nokia fan game. I don't know if it actually runs on Nokia, but it's made to look like it does. It's a bit jank, but I played it once. It was kind of cool, I guess. It's like a 2D shooter, I guess. Side-scrolling shooter. But yeah.
I was right here this morning with a crew of 30 people.
Yeah, that's
We were overrun.
I have the Wii and PS3 versions. I haven't actually done a Dead Space Extraction speedrun yet.
I had to
I've
cut
been
the
kind
arms
of
and legs off my friends just to escape.
well, I want to do the whole anthology at some point. You know, excluding like the fan games and stuff. Like do the whole anthology as a speedrun in one sitting, but I don't know. I mean, Extraction's like fun, but it is, I don't know, it doesn't seem like the most fun one to speedrun, and it is like 3 or 4 hours, and most of that is cutscenes. So, I don't know. I'll do it at some point. But yeah, I got the PS3 version also because I think it's probably faster than the Wii version, because of loading times. But I don't know. Not 100% sure. I almost feel like the Wii Remote motion control aiming would be a little bit easier, a little bit faster if you were precise with it, maybe. Although I think the PS3 version has gyro controls too, though, maybe. So maybe that would be better, actually. Yeah, yeah, the Dead Space like feature film anime also, yeah. It is kind of crazy. They did so many spin-off things between Dead Space 1 and 2. It's actually kind of crazy. And like I said, Dead Space Mobile, the game we're playing after this, was a part of that also. So setting up another deload there, I gotta wait a sec, because this room is actually not loaded at all at first, so if I had walked through there too early, we would have gone out of bounds, but we just wait a little bit. And then I'm opening a couple more doors to continue to load stuff in. But basically we're skipping all of Chapter 8, so the whole 0G processing area we're skipping, and also this pretty long cutscene here that we just walked through, and then we're just saving and reloading to load the level back in. We can't, even though the props are physically in the deloaded rooms, we can't grab them when they're deloaded, so we need to have the level be loaded so we can move these out of the way here. But yeah, pretty short level. We're in Chapter 9 now already. Oh yeah, like the novels and stuff? I actually haven't even read those. I'm a fake fan. That's fine. These exploding baby enemies can be a bit obnoxious sometimes. Wow, he was fast. I've actually never seen that guy grab me there. That's crazy. Yeah, those enemies are fast. Don't hit me. Okay, that's fine. Nice. Okay. Those enemies, dividers, there's a bunch of those in the first game, but there's only 2 in this entire game. That's one of them right there. We're not even going to see the other one. He only shows up if you enter a certain power node room, actually. Oh, I meant to explode that guy, but that's okay. I have so much line gun ammo here. That's crazy. I actually might have to use some of that here. I'm a little bit low on plasma cutter ammo right now. Oh my god, he's dodged me. There we go. Okay. And then you actually don't have to stasis those if you just pull them up all the way, so we do that there.
All right, I release the transport. Meet me at the landing.
We'll be right there. Strauss, come on. Come on.
Nice. Alright, there we go. Nice. Yeah, this is a very enemy-dense level. Once we get to this part of the game, they start throwing a lot more at you, a lot stronger enemies also, so we gotta be a little bit careful. We are on casual difficulty, so it's not really that much of a problem, but unlike any percent, we don't just skip all of the combat pretty much, so we gotta actually have a little bit of ammo here. Yeah, stasis is pretty cool. I like it a lot. It is actually kind of fun to get to use it because again, with the any percent comparison, we skip getting stasis at all in that run, so you got to get used to playing the game without it. It's actually surprisingly pretty doable, especially if you're just running past stuff. But
Let's go.
it's a little bit of an adjustment. You can stun enemies for less time by shooting them sometimes, but you got to make sure you hit them in the right spot. But yeah, so here we get the reveal that the setting of the first game, the Ishimura, the ship is still here, and that's actually where we're going for our next chapter.
Used to be the pride of the CEC.
One of the longer ones in the
Sad
game,
story, actually. I heard everybody on
and a
board
lot of
died.
enemies.
Some sort of terrorist attack.
Yeah, Dead Space 2 remake would have been pretty cool. You never know. I mean, maybe we'll still get it. But yeah, we'll see.
That's where all this started, Ellie.
Isaac, a voice from game 1 to
Everything that's
2.
happening here happened.
I think it's great. I mean, I almost miss
I was on board.
having his voice in Dead Space 1. I mean, I think it totally works. I think it's fine.
I don't know. So I must be rocking the track.
I think it works in Dead Space 1. I think it was still a good idea to add his voice back in for the remake, but yeah, I would say I'm definitely in the camp of I prefer the voice. I think the silent protagonist thing is cool too, though. I don't think it's a bad thing. Alright. Gotta get some plasma cutter drops. There actually was one on the ground and I skipped it, but I probably should have grabbed it. Actually, yeah, that makes this room a little awkward, except it's just line gun. Nice. That's actually random whether he hits you there or not. I just decided to go for it. Probably could have just shot him, but whatever. Yeah, basically the exact trajectory of the explosive coming out of its mouth is random. So if it hits a wall early, you just get hit by it. Is that the only? That might actually be the only wall boost in the run. I kind of just blew past that, but if you run into certain geometry and your frame rate's high enough, you can climb stuff in this game. So I do that while going down the lift to jump off of it. And that has a pretty funny side effect here. We skip a trigger that removes the extra pair of Ellie and Strauss here from another cutscene, so now there's just double. So like for Ellie, you see the one on the left is just still just like hitting buttons and stuff, not talking to us. We also skipped a loading trigger for the skybox here, so we're kind of just chilling in the dark for a little bit also.
But this is bigger
The swearing when he stomps, yeah, that's pretty good.
Everyone on this station. Sir, final preparation.
It's so funny ignoring everything and just go. Yeah, I mean, I like that a lot about horror speedruns also, trying to figure out, you know, rooms with a lot of enemies where you're supposed to either run away or kill all of them, like what's the fastest way to just blast past everything. That does contribute to the whole, you know, not finding horror games in general as scary after a while, because you do kind of realize that in a lot of games you can kind of just do that if you know what you're doing. But I think it's fun still.
Back us up. Back us up to the station.
Why?
Just do it, Ellie. Hurry.
Yeah, like I said, you never know. I mean, of course, if you ask me, I'd love to see some more Dead Space games. It'd be cool.
If I can line the tracks up just for
I think Dead Space 2 remake would be pretty fire.
Stay ready and take care of Strauss.
If that happens.
Isaac, no! This is a really bad idea.
I'll stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
I don't think they would do it, but even just like a port or remaster of the mobile game would be pretty sick. I mean, I would buy it. I just because you can't buy it anymore, you know what I mean? Because they took it out the store. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it was a iPhone Android game in 2011. I think it was like would have been like iPhone 4, I guess, right? So, yeah. It is an old game. Full of bad ideas? Yeah, that is a good one. Callisto Protocol? I think it's pretty fun. Obviously that game had very mixed reception. I think it's pretty fun. I don't think it's amazing, but like I have fun with it. I think the combat is cool, but it gets very repetitive.
I can check
The art direction is great though. The art and sound is incredible.
Last time I was here, things didn't go so well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if the combat was a little bit less repetitive, the game would be pretty solid. But yeah, I don't know. I have fun with it. I get why some people don't like it though. Basically, as far as speedrunning, it's pretty cursed. It's got a lot of really jank stuff in it. It can be kind of fun though, but yeah. I mean, just as a game though, I do have fun with it. Pretty different than this game. Like I get the Dead Space comparison. I mean, a lot of Dead Space devs did also work on that game, but it's pretty different. I mean, especially the combat. It's a lot more melee focused. Yeah, I mean, obviously, with them being sort of similar, I'm a big RE fan. Also, I think. Wait, I lost my train of thought a little bit on that, but yeah, I like all the RE games a lot as well. But yeah, I think this game is probably my favorite. I mean, I'm a little biased, but you know, yeah, I think this game holds up really well. It's very solid. Just like the movement stuff, very fluid. The game still looks great. I'm actually playing on the lowest graphics settings too right now, just because we do that for better frame rate and stuff, like less lag or whatever. But yeah, the game holds up super well. PC port is a little jank though. The PC port for this game causes some issues. I definitely did not hit a very rare bug with this game where I had to restart my entire computer right before the hotfix show. But you know, game does stuff like that sometimes. Oh yeah, okay, so we're doing another little trick here. If this brute hits the side of this wall in a certain way, we're trying to bait him into doing that, he will actually just despawn. And then weirdly, it actually changes the other spawns you get with the enemies here. I don't really know why, but you just have to do a hack panel here to unlock this elevator. Oops. So that's what happens if you miss a hack panel. You click on the wrong spot. You actually don't even have to click on a red node, you just have to click anywhere but the blue one, and you'll get that. But yeah, we get a exploding baby here after doing that despawn, which I don't think happens normally there. I don't know, it's very weird.
Just
but
be careful.
I'll call you when it's online.
yeah, it makes that run a little bit faster.
The engineering deck has not completed final cleanup and decontamination.
Why are you skipping content? This isn't glitchless. Hello, Radish. Radish is another Dead Space runner. And Looney. I saw Looney in chat earlier as well. Shout outs to both of them. This isn't glitchless. Alright, so, I already mentioned that we're back in the Ishimura, the setting for Dead Space 1. So, yeah, we have to go through a bunch of the different decks. We already did flight deck, now we're doing engineering. This is the one that takes the most time. There's actually in the old any percent route, back in, you know, like 2021 or something, there's a really cool sequence you can do here. We're not gonna do it because, you guessed it, it involves going out of bounds, but you have to fix the centrifuge, but you can do it in a way where the level's deloaded, and then you can use that to skip the fight on the way back. But yeah, we're gonna actually just do the fight. It's funny Radish said that, because the whole first sequence in this level actually is glitchless. Oh, okay, that has happened there to me before. I don't know what that... It definitely looks like he should have grabbed me, but he doesn't. Okay. I think it's because of the puker, but I don't know. Also, he did actually kind of wall boost on me a little bit, so he gained some height. So maybe that's why he couldn't grab me. I don't know. Very strange. But got a little 0G puzzle here. Fairly straightforward if you know where all the pieces are. There we go. So now we just gotta head back. And then that quarantine is gonna trigger one more time, and then we gotta fight a bunch of enemies. Callisto on sale, 85% off. Oh wow, nice. Yeah, the body block. I should have shot the detonator at the puker, but that's okay. I was trying to save a little bit of ammo, but we probably have enough. That's fun. Didn't even kill him there. Nice.
Okay, I've almost got us disconnected from.
Wow, I am very low on plasma cutter ammo this run, huh? Usually I like to place a mine up there, but I don't know if it's worth... Oh wait, can I break it with this? No. I usually just shoot it with a plasma cutter, but that's fine. Yeah, whatever. So we're trying to basically spawn camp the enemies even harder by putting some mines in the vents there. Nice. Oops. There we go. Got a little bit of ammo. Nice. You're still alive. There we go. Okay. Not too bad. And then there's one slasher on the ground here that likes to be a little annoying, so we're gonna shoot him first. Yeah, there we go. It's a little faster to cue the elevator and then shoot him, but he likes to grab you when you do that. Oh yeah, the sound design in this game is incredible. Yeah, it's great. Only real ones know Callisto's a better speedrun than Dead Space 1. True. Yeah, so Callisto was kind of fun to run for a bit. The reason I said it was jank earlier is a lot of the tricks involved in some way deloading the level, and then in some you have to like unload the level, but then have it load back in around you. Then flick the camera so the game unloads and stomp at the same time, and that'll launch you backwards. And the exact timing of the level unloading affects your speed and all that stuff. And like, it's so yeah, it was fun to figure out because it is a lot of like launching across the level, but it's not the most consistent speed run to do. It's got some cool tricks though. It was fun. Line gun balanced, by the way. Yeah, the line gun is disgustingly broken in this game. It's really, really good.
Crap.
I mean, most of the guns in this game are pretty good. Oh yeah, wait. I gotta remember to do the skip. In my practice run, I kind of just forgot and killed these guys, but we actually want them alive for a second. So they're gonna hold that door open for us. And then when we open this door, that unloads the level over here. And then as long as they still hold that open, then we can get a deload. Nice. Oh, he was holding that open a little bit longer than I wanted. Wait, okay, that opened right. Okay. Oh yeah, and then I'm gonna turn that on. Okay, there we go. So I just turned high graphics on. It toggles a setting called flares. It turns some of these, makes some of these extra lights up here. It makes it a bit easier to see where we're going here. But basically we did that deload to walk through a couple locked doors here, which saves a little bit of time. And then I gotta just open this door so we don't actually go out of bounds. There we go, nice. Turn flares back off, there we go. Lost skip is the greatest skip known to mankind. Yeah, I did actually run Callisto one time at Hotfix, and yeah, Lost skip just like did not work. Like it just like, I mean, I am gonna blame my computer a little bit, but yeah, it just was not loading the same, and it just like didn't work. So it's fine. It's just Callisto. It happens. It's a somewhat hardware based run, so like it's gonna happen. Yo, what's up, Dad Facts? How's it going? I was about to say, I forget, did you used to run this game? Or, I feel like I remember you and Looney's chat maybe, but I couldn't remember, but yeah, either way, good to see you.
Ellie, I'm almost to the captain's nest to activate the tethers.
I'd rather run Scorn than Callisto. Some of those skips are so bad.
Full power from here.
Has anybody in chat here seen the Scorn double jump speed mod, DSJ for Scorn? I can't remember if that's ever been on Hotfix. I want to say maybe?
We've had it a few years ago. Back
You did?
around the
Okay.
time the game came out.
Nice, okay. I assume it was the double jump mod, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Now get back here. Tracks are moving.
Well, anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's exactly what it sounds like. It was actually basically a speedrun tool for testing stuff. But it makes you run twice as fast, and it adds a jump button, which the game just doesn't have a jump button. So you can imagine that makes the game a lot faster, but Scorn doesn't have a lot of tricks. There's like 3 or 4 out of bounds or tricks now, I think, but it's a pretty glitchless run, kind of walking around, but it makes it a pretty fast-paced, skip-heavy run. It's kind of cool. I ran that a little bit when the game came out, but not too much since then. But yeah. Yeah, I used to run this game. That's true, you run this game sometimes. Oh yeah, there's no audio in this cutscene, but we were expecting that. If you look down, it delays Nicole spawning in there as a little cutscene, but you can get in the escape pod early, but it does break all the audio for a little bit. Until right about here.
Isaac, are you there? You're right, Isaac. The Ishimar is a great ship. I am so...
All right, so now making it into chapter 11, the mines. We're in the last third of the game here. And while derailed a little bit, we are, as story-wise, we're still trying to get to government sector pretty close. I wish I ran this game. I mean, hey, there's always time, you know? Also nice. Okay, so we do a little checkpoint restart there to skip that that dialogue. It's not a huge time save, but while that video log is playing, you actually get staggered twice. So it saves just a little bit of time on movement. Also, yeah, speaking of the line gun being super broken, we use it to take out these guys pretty quick. There we go. So gotta kill all those enemies to open that door there. What fight in the game is your favorite? That's a good question, actually. I actually do like that one a lot. It's pretty fun to pull off. I don't think it was one I like more. If we're talking bosses, I think... I mean, I don't know. There's not really a lot of good boss fights in this. Like, as much as I like this game, there's not a lot of like great boss fights. I think the tripod is a good first boss, actually. And the coal fight's kind of cool, I guess. The Tormentor is really cool. I just wish it was an actual boss and not just a cutscene, basically. You know, like that feels like it would have been a really cool boss potentially. But he kind of is just an auto scroller, so yeah. So yeah, a lot of enemies in this room, very dangerous. We're just trying to put this battery in. Fortunately, we get a checkpoint there, which actually resets the enemy spawns, so we get the same guys every time. Oh, there we go. You can skip killing that baby there, but it's pretty tight on the movement there.
Be mindful of the nearest survival chamber. These are your only hope of survival should a cave.
Not a fan of seeing her get poked. Oh, that too. We'll get to see it with Isaac later, so don't worry. The window shatters. You gotta shoot the shutters. Oh yeah, that's this game. Yeah. There aren't any of those left in the game. Yeah, there's only like 4 of those in the whole game, I think. Maybe 5, something like that. All right, here's another little fun fact for your next playthrough for this. You actually don't have to put the thrust canisters on these things, and you can just shoot them with the detonator. It's very fast. Oh yeah, we bought the contact beam, by the way. I didn't really mention that, but we mostly just got that for the final boss. And then, yeah, just try not to get blown up here. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty silly. You're supposed to go pretty far out of your way to grab one of those canisters and put it on one of those things and shoot it.
I'm back inside. Where are you? Where's Strauss?
But that just works.
I'm safe for now, but he's lost it. I think he's coming.
All right, so just got to get through this room, and then we're gonna set up another deload.
Hurry and get through. I'm not in any shape to be fighting.
Stay safe.
Practices are being monitored at all times.
So got to be careful to not actually walk out of bounds. Level load in. There we go. Okay. So the point of doing that here is you're supposed to watch a cutscene where we kill Strauss. They kind of bait you here. On the second interaction on this hack panel, it starts playing a cutscene, but because the room is partially deloaded, it just doesn't work. You see a little door pad there. The door actually does just open, but the cutscene doesn't play. So we back up and let the door close. Load the level back in, and then there we go. So Strauss doesn't even technically die, so he's kind of just running around here somewhere, I think. All right. And then we're gonna do another checkpoint restart. There we go. So that is going to just skip Nicole talking there, basically. It's probably not even that much faster in real time here, but I think it is a little bit. All right, so another elevator ride with a bunch of enemies. There's nothing we can do to speed this part up. We just gotta not die, basically. Shouldn't be too bad. You also can kind of snipe them as they fall, and it's a little buggy. It just looks kind of weird. I missed it. We don't actually get it in this run, but the Ripper is a really fun weapon to use here, just standing in the corner and just blasting them. Yeah. Oops. Wow, I could not hit his arm there. That's crazy. Okay. Man, I'm still really low on plasma cutter ammo here. That's crazy. I wonder if I could snipe this guy midair. Nice. Oh, my inventory is actually full. What is this full of? Oh yeah, I don't need this. Yeah. Or that. Okay. I do want some of this ammo. Nice. Okay. That should be it, I think. Yeah, no wonder my inventory is full. I didn't realize I even had that semiconductor. All right. So we gotta watch a couple of cutscenes before we do this trick, but there's a pretty fun sort of new trick with the drill here, found last year. So there's a trigger on top of the drill where if you touch it, it starts the drill, right? But what you're supposed to do first is power up the drill, fix it, wait for it to turn all the way around, let it bring a lift down, and then go up. But if you just touch it, it just turns around and it just goes. And then it's an auto-scroller from there. It just starts moving. But there's actually a way to hit it without fixing the drill, which we never imagined was possible because you cannot get any height to get above the drill. Well, not all the way above it anyway. You can get kind of close. But we can never find a way to get onto the drill early here. But if you'll look at the drill bits here, or especially that top one, how it's just parallel with the one below it. For some reason, at some point during this cutscene, it just kind of angles upwards, which is actually perfect because it gives us an opening to get up into the spot we need to. And we just never realized that it does this. Also because if you reload certain checkpoints in this room, it just fixes it. It's really weird. I don't know why they did that. I don't really understand. But
What about you?
it's very fortunate for us. So the other funny thing is we've been able to skip this cutscene since like 2014 by climbing over the railing. But it's actually faster now, even in any percent, to watch this cutscene and then do the next skip because it just saves that much time actually turning the drill on, like grabbing the battery, bringing it back, doing the hack panel, waiting for it to turn around, like all that stuff, like I mentioned. So we're gonna do our first stomp launch of the run. Basically, if you start moving, if you basically get off of the ground right after stomping, you actually move a little bit faster than running. So you get a little bit of extra speed going up these little slopes here, and that lets us hit the trigger right there. So the drill's just gonna turn around and kind of clip through the wall a little bit. There it goes. I'll grab this ammo too while we're at it, I guess. And then I gotta just time a checkpoint restart here because we're gonna get a checkpoint and then the level's actually gonna unload shortly afterwards and we would fall out of bounds. So I'm gonna try to not do that here. It should be around here we have the checkpoint. Yeah. What's up, Lord Cthulhu? It's going pretty good. Yeah, we're just chilling. And then yeah, so there you go. We started the drill early. But yeah, so this whole part, like I said, is an auto-scroller. The drill moves on a set path, and you actually get checkpoints when the drill reaches certain points. So the drill goes a little bit into the tunnel, gives us the checkpoint, we can reload, and now we're just on top of it. Pretty crazy this works without going out of bounds or anything at all. Pretty fun. Oh yeah, Ellie's not in the cabin either. I mean, she's talking to us, but she's not there. But yeah, so now we're kind of just chilling. The rest of the level is an auto-scroller. We'll try to kill some of the enemies just so they don't hit us, but it's not too big of a deal. Oops. Oh yeah, I don't know if it'll work with this guy, but that's fine. The lurkers on the other side that show up over here in a little bit, I will show that. If you just stand still, they just can't hit you most of the time. Pushing enemies into the drill. Oh yeah, wait, let me do that. Hold on. We're going on a... Oh, hold on, this guy, I can push this guy easier. Oh, I gotta be careful. I might die if I do this. Hold on. Oops. Gotta get him a little closer. Get in there. Nice. There we go, we got one. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. If you just stand still here, they can't hit you most of the time. Depending on where you stand. I'm playing that kind of risky with the detonator, but you know, gotta have a little bit of fun. Like I said, the splash damage is absolutely disgusting on this gun, and you can blow yourself up very easily. Nice. Should be it. Alright, let's see what we got. So we don't need that. We don't need that much ammo for the rest of the game, but I will hold on to some of this stuff. Nice. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, nice little crunch. So yeah, even though Ellie is missing here, she will just appear back in the the next level in a sec. Okay, I should probably go ahead and start explaining the next trick. It is one of the tricks that is actually a little bit in a gray area. You could potentially argue this is partially out of bounds, but I'll explain why. So basically, when you get stuck in a floor or a wall, like any piece of collision, the game tries to push you out, you know, because like, assuming you got stuck on accident, the game wants to just push you back in the level. So we're gonna partially get stuck on the floor, so the game ejects us out of a wall. But we're gonna be in a big open room here, and we're trying to clip from the second floor down to the first floor. So we're gonna clip our feet a little bit in the floor so that we're technically standing on top of the ceiling of the first floor. And that's gonna push us through a wall that's like straight ahead of us. But it's like a big open area here, so you're just clipping from once like part of the hallway here into well, you'll see it in a second. Hold on. So like these kind of like windows here, we're basically gonna clip like straight through the window and then fall down into the foyer here. So
I'm guessing that marker of yours?
yeah, it's basically just a matter of, do you consider that little in-between space between the floors to be out of bounds or not? It's not outside the actual map, but it is like, you know, you are in like the solid ground, kind of, you know what I mean? So just as a heads up, if anybody looks at this and is like, why are we going out of bounds? What's that about? So anyway, that being said, the clip itself is actually a little bit finicky, so it might take a couple tries. So we need to turn 30 FPS on to slide onto this thing.
It's too dangerous for you to stay here, Ellie.
What are you talking about?
So we're gonna get it underneath us.
I'm starting a system check now.
And then we're gonna uncap the FPS so we can actually clip. And we move around on it, and then it is basically just a little bit random when it decides to clip us. Ooh, that was actually pretty close right there. Okay, so let's try this again. I got a little bit stuck there, yeah. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, this will, like I said, most likely this will take us a few tries. There's another floor clip in the game you can do where you actually fall onto it from a little bit of height, and when you do that, it makes it a little bit easier. These where you're kind of already standing on it, it's a little more annoying. Actually, it's mostly just this spot. Now that I think about it, there's another spot with a thinner floor that actually does send you out of bounds, and that one's actually pretty easy. So I think it's just because the floor is a little bit thicker here, because we're not actually going all the way out or anything. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now, game tries to resolve the collision, so we can just go, for the most part, straight through the wall, and then just land on the bottom floor here. Just like that. Nice. Okay. Not as bad as it could have been, to be honest. That clip is be pretty bad sometimes. Okay, nice. Alright, now you will notice if I look over here that the level's not loaded over there, so to make sure we don't fall out of the map. We got to run over and hit a loading trigger here. But yeah, that did still save a lot of time. There's about a 2-minute cutscene you have to watch where we send Ellie off on a gunship and talk to Nicole for a little while. All right, so we're kind of coming up on Idiot Skip here, which is named after the villain Tideman here calls you an idiot, basically. Now there is a way to do it, a much easier clip method, but it's a similar thing where you clip from the second floor to the first floor. But to be honest, you have to use low FPS to do it, and the TLDR is just that. I was having some issues with Rivet Tuner and it kind of just like wasn't working, so I'm gonna do the other version instead. And see if I get it. I'm just saved in case I miss it actually. Alright, so we're gonna try to open this door and grab the battery and get out of the door before it closes. Nice, okay, that was pretty good actually. So we do that to not get stuck in the room. So like I said, they usually trap you in there. Nice.
You compromised the compound, you idiot.
So then, gotta be very careful not to actually go out of bounds here. I think this version of this still works. We gotta wait. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so if you get hit by those enemies, you move slow for about 10 seconds, and you can heal to cancel it, but I'm at full health there, so it's not gonna work.
Isaac, where are
So,
you going?
using the deload to skip some locked doors here. Textures load back in right here.
To show you the way.
There we go, okay. Not too bad. It's also very funny because, that we called it that, because the level does deload right when he calls you an idiot as well. It's just perfect. There we go, nice. Alright, so for this room, we gotta take out a battery and replace it with another one. In theory, you're also supposed to kill all these enemies, but we don't actually have to do that. One of them might try to hit me here, which is fine. Alright. So the laser room here, pretty famous also, along with the eye poke room, I think. A little bit intimidating. We got some instant death lasers, but we're gonna get through it really quick here. So we're gonna throw a quick stasis, dodge this baby here, and then if we run close to the center, we can actually outrun the laser, and then there we go. Pretty easy for things to go wrong there, but that was pretty clean. All right, we got one more deload skip to set up here. Again, to skip a bunch of locked doors, or I guess maybe just one locked door, but you get the idea. We're gonna need the help of another slasher. We don't have a fun name for this guy. Probably should. But we're gonna use him ideally. Nice, okay. It's easy to kill him there on accident and this won't work, but after opening both doors, we can set up a deload here. And then we're just gonna run to the bottom here. This is one of the more difficult ones because there's not a lot of visual cues here, so you kind of have to, not like muscle memory figure it out, but there's like a little bit of that. But yeah, then we just intentionally don't open the doors, so the level stays loaded just like this. There's that locked door. Can we call him Steve? We actually did name the slasher in chapter 1 Steve, but I don't see why that guy can't also be Steve, I guess. I'll allow it. Alright. So now we just gotta do one more cutscene and then the eye poke machine. And then we're done with chapter 13. It's on to basically the last level, because chapters 14 and 15 is pretty much one level. So I mentioned earlier in the stream that I am routing Dead Space 2 blindfolded, and I'll be trying that. Should we do the eye poke machine blindfolded? Do you guys want to see that? I got my blindfold here. I could put it on real quick. It's the same speed. It's just, you know, you can't see it. Steve Jr. I like Steve Jr. That's funny.
They're all coming to the marker. Convergence is at hand.
I knew you were trouble from the start, but they told me you were necessary. That your mind was the purest. I spent years sifting through your demented.
Yeah, so getting close to the end of the actual story.
Well, how was it supposed to happen, Taliban? Under control.
Gonna be a lot of enemies here. Do it? Okay, I'll do it. I'll put it on when we get to the. Well, technically there is one more cutscene at the eye poke machine, but yeah, I'll put it on there.
All those bodies you let in here.
I guess I'll go ahead and explain it in advance. So, with the eye poke machine, you can actually buffer the movement of the needle going down, so it moves at the exact same time each attempt. And also, Isaac's eye movements, darting back and forth, actually are the same every time. So as long as you move the needle into the same spot every time, it'll work. So I might not get it first try if I'm doing it blindfolded, which is like not a huge deal, but you kind of do just have to memorize the
machine, just like Straw said.
The mouse movement. Okay, I'll do it.
I remember this. The machine activates the parts of our brain where the marker codes are stored. How does that threaten the marker?
I will be doing the rest of the run without the blindfold on, but I think this will be kind of fun.
Working together.
All right.
Step 4.
Yes. Are you ready?
If I do get it first try, that would be pretty cool, though.
This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
Yes. Step inside. Step 1.
Oh, I didn't grab it. I actually do have a second blindfold I could have put on the Sharkat too, but that's okay.
The screws go tight.
Next time.
All around. Cross my heart and hope to die.
That might be it. Oh, kind of a gore warning here if I miss this, by the way. Just a little bit. Oh, a little bit. That's okay. All right, I'll try it like 1 or 2 more times. If I can't get it, it's okay. This is probably like the nastiest thing in this whole game. They went so crazy on it.
Step 1.
All right, that was probably pretty close.
Step 2. The screws go tight. All around. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Let's see. Yes, let's go. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Nice. So yeah, basically you're aiming for like the corner of his eye. If you put it like right there every single time, it just works. So you got to just get the exact movement. But nice. That's funny. Yeah, see, that's the tricky thing with the trying to do stuff blindfolded like that too, because if it doesn't work, then you're thinking like, okay, what did I do wrong? Because you don't get the visual feedback, right? So you gotta kind of, especially with something like that, you kind of just gotta guess like, okay, maybe it was more up or whatever. Yeah. But nice. Yeah, I'm assuming I didn't just go up enough the first time, but I didn't see it, so yeah. All right. So chapter 14 now. Yeah, that is basically how LASIK works. Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, he can just see the same, by the way. It's totally fine. He's okay. Right in his nose or forehead every time. Yeah. I mean, it does help that I've done it a bunch of times. But yeah, like I said, it's if you just hold the button down, it always moves the same amount every time, which actually makes that pretty consistent. Oh yeah, this is the Uber morph. It's basically the hunter from the first game. If you sever his limbs, they regenerate. So you can't kill him. There is actually a glitch where you can knock him into some fan blades and he kind of just despawns. So I guess you could consider that killing him. But the game actually doesn't make you have some kind of final showdown with him like they do in the first game, but it's kind of fine. I mean, in the first game, it's cooler because he kind of chases you a little bit more. Oh, his arm's stuck on the wall. That's interesting. All right. So yeah, we're actually pretty close to the end of the run here. The last couple levels go by pretty fast. And yeah, we just gotta dodge some hazards in 0G here. Not too bad if you know the cycle, but that guy can be kind of dangerous there. All right, yeah, that's pretty much chapter 14 already. Chapter 15 can be kind of a nightmare sometimes, especially on harder difficulties. But shouldn't be too bad here. It's very easy to die. Well, why did they actually do that? It's supposed to something about accessing the marker codes in his brain, trying to let him destroy the marker. Something like that. Oh yeah, the 0G sound is pretty cool, yeah, for sure. So we're setting a lot of explosive traps behind us. Mostly just to save a little bit of time. We want enemies behind us to not hold the doors open. Because again, if an enemy's holding a door open behind us, then the door in front of us might open slower. And also just to make sure they're not right on top of us. Yeah, those guys are fast still. Alright. Alright, pretty much just the final boss to go here. Yeah, the plot armor here is absolutely insane. If the eye poke thing wasn't enough, we get impaled by 2 javelins, and then we're kind of just fine.
I won't let you throw all this away.
Sorry, if you use a health pack, everything's fine, I guess. I didn't really talk too much about this guy, but he is one of the main villains of the game. So there he goes. R.I.P. Bozo. And then for the other villain, we got Nicole here. So for the actual final boss, it's actually pretty difficult, casually, I would say, but we have a way to do it very, very fast. So this only works at 30 FPS for some reason, but if you time your shots very quickly, you can manage to one cycle her here. The marker just happens to stay open longer for some reason. So this is the entire reason we buy Contact Beam, because we can kill her in 3 hits here. I always say, you know, the gun is good because you can't even upgrade the damage on it. It's just like the speed and stuff. But yeah, so one shot to her. 2 shots to the marker, and then that is the final boss. Like I said, this game doesn't have a ton of crazy hard bosses. But yeah, if you use pretty much any other gun, it takes forever. It takes way, way longer. Even on hardcore, that boss is not that long with unupgraded contact beam. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we got like a minute and a half, 2 minutes here, but that is pretty much it for Dead Space 2. No out of bounds. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think this is the first time I've done maybe this specific category, kind of like showing it off like this. It's got some unique tricks you don't really see in any other categories, so that's cool. And we did the eye poke machine blindfolded, which was cool. Yeah, otherwise, we will be doing Dead Space Mobile right after this, so we'll explain that, you know, once we actually get into it. But that I have never shown off either in any kind of event or showcase or anything, so I'm excited to show that. Thank you for the GGs as well. Technically I could die here, but I would have to mess up pretty bad. Oh yeah, Elliot comes back for us to save us here.
Full of bad ideas, remember?
Yeah, well, here's another one. I'm crashing through the roof to get you. Now move
But yeah, you. So this last flying sequence, you pretty much don't have to move at all, except for the very end.
Heads up.
There's only a few things that can kill you. If you go completely off to the sides, you'll die. But you know, not too bad. Like I said, Dead Space 3, they made these flying sequences way harder. All right. Oh yeah, and time is when we finish the final quick time event in like 15-20 seconds here. Or less. About 5 seconds from now. Ish.
I'm trying.
And time.
GG.
That is officially Dead Space 2. Thank you. Yeah, that's like I said, that's no out of bounds. Hope you all enjoyed. And then yeah, I think we got a setup for mobile, but then that'll be fun. I'm excited for that.
Oh, we will do that, but first, before we do that, for a couple of things. One, if anyone wanted to find you, where can they find you? And more importantly, if anyone wanted to watch your debut run of the blindfolded Dead Space 2, where can they find that?
Yeah, so my Twitch is just SharkCat87. If you want to see the blindfolded run, I'm going to be attempting it this Saturday, the 27th, at noon EST. Is what I'm starting. I like I said, it's gonna be like 5 hours, 6 hours probably, but yeah, that's when I'll be doing it this Saturday. So if you want to check that out, the blindfolded stuff, that's where I'll be.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you for that run of Dead Space 2. We will be seeing you again in a moment, and we will be getting the next. Welcome back from the break. So we saw Dead Space 2. We're gonna hop right into the next game. This Dead Space is going to be a little bit weirder than really, I guess, anything you may have seen. We're back with SharkCat87, and how about we let him explain what exactly we're dealing with here?
Sure. Yeah, and we can go ahead and jump into it. This is Dead Space Mobile, originally released for iOS and Android. We are playing on PC on emulator, just for accessibility. The game cannot be, it's not in the store anymore. You can still run it on some Android phones, but yeah. Anyway, we are playing on PC. We're doing the New Game Plus category, so we're gonna load our save, and we'll just start time once we select our save here. And we got a little bit of a cutscene at the start, so I can continue explaining some stuff as we go. So we're just gonna jump into it. So time's gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so first things first, you will see some weird backgrounds here. There are a few graphical glitches with some of the emulators. It's a pretty big challenge to get this running in the first place. It's not as bad now. We have guides and things, but it was a bit of a struggle to get this game to run at all. With this particular emulator, some of the textures don't have transparent backgrounds, so you'll see some weird like boxes around stuff, basically. But otherwise, the game runs pretty well. There's occasional little audio popping here and there. Hopefully, it's not too bad. But yeah, this is Dead Space 2011, also known as Dead Space Mobile. We talked about it a little bit in the last run, but just as a recap, I got into running this just because I wanted to play it just at all, because I never played this when it came out back in the day. I didn't even know it existed, but it's pretty fun. It's a pretty well put together mobile game, especially for the time. It plays pretty similar to Dead Space. It's still a third-person action game. We're actually specifically playing the Sony Xperia Play version, which, if you don't know what that is, I didn't before playing this game. It's a phone with gamepad buttons and triggers on it. And this particular port of the game, you know, obviously supports those button inputs for certain actions. On the original version, it's all touchscreen inputs. But there's actually additional glitches that only work on the buttons, which I'll explain those when we actually get to it. The first two chapters are actually, at least in this route that we're doing, pretty much glitchless, and it's some of the only regular gameplay you'll see. There is technically a skip you can do in this level, but it's pretty annoying, and I figured it doesn't save that much time. I figured it would be better to just show off, you know, some of the regular gameplay so we can actually see a little bit of the game before things get too crazy here. But we're going to be skipping picking up the plasma cutter because it's New Game Plus and we actually already have it. There are a few skips that are New Game Plus exclusive as well, like I said, that we'll get into, but this is kind of just the tutorial chapter for the game, teaching you how to move around, you know, combat a little bit, stuff like that. At least they stopped supporting it. Yeah, it is a shame. Yeah, I do wish it was still on the store. Yeah, like I said, it is kind of like playing a PlayStation 1 Dead Space game, which is kind of cool. So again, New Game Plus, we have Kinesis already, but the game makes us pick it up. So we can actually grab Kinesis with Kinesis. You have to grab it to open this door over here. And then technically you need it to move the stuff out of the way. Also the only Dead Space game with this plasma saw melee attack here. Oh, and like I said, story-wise, this does lead into Dead Space 2. We kind of get tricked into starting the outbreak here, letting all these necromorphs out. I don't know, we get pretty easily duped. Like, we're kind of destroying all this power stuff, and then stuff starts going wrong, and our character is like, what's happening? I didn't think anything bad would happen. I'm just destroying all the power boxes in the server room. It's fine. But yeah, so like I said in the last run also, if I ever manage to get a hold of one of these Xperia Play phones, I will probably do some runs on the actual hardware as well. It'd be pretty cool. I still am not sure if you can capture video out of them or not, which could be a problem, but, you know. So, almost done with the first level here. Kind of just running away. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I should also give a general flashing lights warning for this game. There's one particular flashing light later, like much later in the run, that I'll give a heads up for too, that's like pretty obnoxious, but there's a few occasional ones here and there. Also, this level is extremely bright. None of the other levels are like that, but you'll see it even more so once we step out here. It's kind of obnoxiously bright in some places.
I'll even testify if you want me to. I don't think my colleagues will accept that.
And yeah, just as a preview for what's coming up, a fun fact is this is the only level in the game that doesn't have some out-of-bounds skip in it that is known. Or some kind of like big skip. This is pretty much the last level that we're playing pretty much normally. But I won't give too many spoilers yet. Pretty much just got to do some combat rooms here.
System activated. Foreign matter detected.
And you can see it a little bit, like I mentioned before, about the some of the textures not having transparent backgrounds, like the kind of blocky aim reticles. Sometimes the blood effects look a bit weird, but yeah, it surprisingly actually is still a lot better than some of the earlier versions of this that we tried to get to work. It actually can still happen sometimes, but there's a pretty funny emulation bug that can happen where the limbs, when they get severed, will just stretch across the entire room, which looks pretty crazy. It did run on BlackBerry. I'm pretty sure that's true, actually. Yeah. Way better than I expected for a phone game from 2011. That's what I'm saying. I actually think it's pretty impressive for the time. I mean, it obviously it doesn't have the same production quality as like the Xbox games or whatever, you know, the console games or whatever. But like, I mean, this game runs on iPhone 4. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty good. Trying to snipe this guy through the wall here. Nice. And I'm gonna try to do a animation skip here by reloading. Oh, I didn't have any extra bullets. That's funny. Okay, that's fine. If you're in the reload animation, that just doesn't play there. That's fine. Grab some, oh, that's power node. We don't need that. Just grab some stuff while we wait here. And yeah, pretty much just gotta wait here. Yeah, it really does look like a PS1 game. Yeah, and this is our last combat room here. Before moving on to chapter 3. Oh, I was like, the music stopped. I think it just looped. That's funny. Okay, so since we've got some more ammo, we'll be able to do the reload thing in this level here. There's another animation skip we'll be doing. What is this? This is the Dead Space game released for iOS and Android in 2011. Yeah, like I said, I mean, even as someone who's a fan of the series, I didn't even know this game existed. I actually don't even know if I had a phone that could run this game then. Like the exact year it came out, I mean.
Make for the tube, and I'll be with you every step of the way. I promise.
That's pretty funny.
Maybe we can both get out of this.
Those bastards really screwed us, didn't they?
All right. Oh, I took wrong turns. I always do that. Okay. So here, we're gonna do our first out of bounds. And the first step is to get down to low health. So basically, if you die and then interact with something, it cancels the dying animation. Wait, did I actually die there? Ooh, I did not. Okay. That's okay. I can back this up. I'm gonna have to load. Oh wait, that's fine. I can reload the chapter, right? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I was gonna say I actually I hit a I hit a checkpoint right when I did that. Okay, that's fine. We can do this. Run that back one more time here.
No, I swear, I didn't know what they were doing. I only just found out myself. I've been trying to reach you. They've locked the whole place down.
Oh, that's actually fine. That gives me more time to explain the glitch we're gonna do. We're gonna do it in slightly different ways. Coming up soon.
I'm sorry, but I can still.
But basically, so if you die, the important thing is when you enter the dying animation, walls just do not have collision at all. And there's also no gravity in this game. So you can kind of see where this is going. But if we interact with an object while dying, we can interrupt the dying state. So that will let us basically no-clip through the wall here. Okay. Okay, here we go. I need to do one more. There we go. Okay. There we go. So I die, pick up the Ripper. So now I can just walk through walls. Yeah, let me grab this as well. Okay. So this is the no-clip glitch. We're gonna do it with a bench coming up pretty soon. In the next few levels, which will be a little bit faster. But yeah, as long as we have this state, we can just walk through walls. Now, the only problem is that if we hit an end level trigger, we will still die. So we need to do a little bit of a trick here where I'm going to place a power node on top of our health, and that actually does heal us. And as long as now we're not dead, now we can hit the end level trigger. And there we go. There's chapter 3. So we're going to be doing that off of a bench later. It's the same thing. Like it has the same effect. Interacting with the bench cancels you out of that dying animation. So a lot of the next few levels are going to look pretty similar doing that. And then we got to do a few of these sort of auto-scroller levels. Or it's not like a true auto-scroller, but you have to kill all the enemies to progress. It's nothing too crazy. But usually it's when you're going from a new area to the next. Now we're going over to the mines. I actually don't know if it's in this specific version of the game, because the Xperia Play version we're playing, like I said, is a little bit different. But I believe in some versions of the game there's actually a horde mode too, which I think is also on this tram. Again, I didn't play the original version when it came out, but it's pretty cool. I think the Dead Space games kind of benefit from having some kind of horde mode. It's kind of cool. All right, so this is one of the shortest levels in the entire game.
Now entering mines.
So we're gonna do the same glitch, but instead of interacting with an item that gives us a cutscene, we're going to use the bench here. And as soon as I die, I'm gonna interact with the bench. There we go, and then again, we need to heal so that we actually trigger the end of the level correctly. But now we have the no-clip state, and we can just run through the wall. And the end of the level is right here, and there we go. So that's chapter 4. There's one other level that's about that fast, but for a lot of these, we do actually still have to do a little bit more movement. And then let's see, I might grab, no, we already have that. Okay, nice, all right. Sometimes you can put a capacity node on as well for a little bit more ammo as well. It looks like the save I grabbed has a little bit less ammo than I usually have, which isn't like a huge problem, but I was gonna grab a little bit extra. But yeah, so now we're running out of bounds here. Again, there's no gravity in this game, so if you actually manage to get out of bounds, you will still float. So we're not doing an extra glitch to kind of float through the air here. There's a couple ways to get out of bounds without doing the no-clip glitch, and you can still run around, but obviously this is super convenient. Also, even though the walls don't have collision, the floors still work, so we can use the floors to gain and lose height running up ramps like that, which is nice.
Departing terminal.
Oh, whoops, yeah, I must have clicked off of that. Okay. That should be better now. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. Okay.
Try the Ripper's secondary. You can't steer it. It's fast and
Yeah, I think it's not a problem at all, but well, it might be. Well, I can fix it, but I think I may have loaded a different NG Plus save, so at the very end of the run I might have to swap that to do the last trick, but it's not a huge deal. We'll see though. Basically, so in New Game Plus, you can buy, or well, we have it set up so that we have the level 1 suit, and you can buy the level 2, 3, and 4 suits, and there's actually glitches we do with buying the suits. So I'll have to check that. If I have the wrong one, I will I'll just pull up my other save. Will be good for that. But the rest of this should be fine. Like I said, it's kind of I won't get into like all of the details, but switching save files is a whole other thing, like navigating the Android like file paths and having to like transfer it from your computer to the emulated Android path. Anyway, it's like a whole thing, but yeah. Okay, so chapter 6. Pretty similar thing. Basically, any level that has a bench right at the start, we're gonna do this glitch. So since we do it a lot, I'll recap it one more time. So again, we die. After dying, we lose wall collision. Now normally you would then, you know, just die and fall over and the game would make you restart, but we interrupt that by interacting with the bench. And then we put a node and take it off on the health, which actually refills the health. And the reason we heal is because if we hit the end of the level while dead, the game just kills us. Like it just plays like the game over kind of thing. But again, it's extremely convenient that we can just do the glitch off of the bench, and then heal on the bench as well. It's really, really nice. Otherwise, you'd have to get it somewhere else, find a bench, heal, kind of like we did on the first one. But yeah, like I said, obviously you can imagine how busted this is. We do have to run in the void here for like a little. I don't know if it's like a minute. It always feels like a minute. But you'll see the level load back in around us eventually, and then we just gotta walk into the end trigger. Yeah, right there. Nice.
Director Tideman has updated.
All right. So this level actually has a couple different ways to get out of bounds. The fastest is to do the same method we have been doing up until now. But there is a pretty cool 0G airwalk you can do here as well, which was actually found first.
You jump pretty much anywhere in 0G. Just aim at where you want to land and jump. Hey Vandal, there's another little something waiting for you nearby. Check the surface chute. Your rig will let you know if you can't jump to a location. Just aim at a safer surface and try again.
Health critical.
Right. There we go. All right. So now it's some more out of bounds movement here. I just got to be a little bit careful not to run into an enemy. I don't think I mentioned this yet, but if you take damage or get grabbed in this state, you actually do lose it. You lose the no-clip part of it. Most of the time it's fine, but if your angle is kind of bad there, you will walk into an enemy that just insta-grabs you, which can be a bit annoying. Also, if you seem to get stuck there, it's a bit of another weird quirk. Even though you do have no-clip, essentially, sometimes when clipping in or out of a wall, you will get stuck on it a little bit, and you have to let go forward and move sideways a little bit to get unstuck. It's a bit weird. This is so crazy for a mobile game. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with what ended up getting found for this game, because you know I figured, oh, maybe I'll do a couple runs of it just for fun after playing it because it exists or whatever. You know, it could be kind of cool, but it did end up actually being a really cool run. Yep, yeah. This is it's a mobile game originally for iOS and Android. Ran on like iPhone 4 and 5. I'm not an Android expert, so I don't know what the comparable Android models would be, but you know, whatever was around in 2011, basically.
Departing terminal.
Okay, perfect. There we go. So yeah, like I said, a bunch of these tram levels in between. This is number 3, I think. I always forget. There's 5 of them though that we got to do. Got the motion control, or not motion, the touchscreen controls, the swipe. It's kind of funny. Try to throw this at him. Kinesis is really jank in this game. Yeah, the explosions are also really like have a really small radius. Man, I'm getting grabbed by everybody on this level. Where did he even come from? All right. Actually, I'm gonna double check this in the store real quick, because like I said, I may need to... Okay, I will need to do that. It's okay. I'm also gonna buy some of this. I think what I did was I loaded a completed run. Oops. There we go. But that's okay. So I'll just have to swap that over once we get over to chapter 10, but it's okay. All right, so chapter 8, sort of similar. This is the last level that we're actually going to just do this right at the beginning and skip the whole thing, though. And we actually have to do a little bit of weird movement here because if you don't follow these blood paths, the game actually teleports you back. It's kind of like a looping room effect. But those triggers extend out of bounds too. So if we go too far out, it just teleports you back to the beginning, and you got to redo the whole section. You can also dodge it going completely out of bounds, but it's actually not really faster, I don't think. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about there. You get stuck pretty easily trying to clip back into stuff sometimes. I don't know why. Very, very strange. Also, yeah, nice achievement, yeah. But yeah, pretty much almost at the end of the level here. Just a little ways to go. But yeah, I definitely will say, like, if you can get it running or just like watching a regular playthrough, I definitely recommend checking this game out. It's pretty neat. Especially for those of you that haven't seen it before. I mean, obviously we're skipping a lot of the game, so you know, not like a very normal playthrough. So I'll give like another heads up in like a second when it actually comes up, but the pretty obnoxious flashing light I was talking about is coming up pretty soon here. There's a fight with kind of like a strobe effect for the entire thing. So even if you're not super sensitive to flashing lights and you just don't, like, you want to look away when it comes up, just a heads up on that one. Okay, so that fight is coming up in this next room, so now's the time to look away. I'll get through the fight as quick as I can. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a little annoying to look at for a while. I should mention there is technically a skip for this room. Unfortunately, there's not a bench at the very beginning of the level, so we can't get out of bounds easily. I've actually never gotten it, but you can position yourself with between some enemies and some boxes, and if they run into the boxes with the just the right way, the boxes can push you through the wall, but it seems pretty inconsistent. So it's not really used in runs at the moment, but maybe someday. This genuinely looks really fun. I think it is. It's pretty cool. Because like I said, it's not like the other Dead Space spin-offs where it's kind of a different genre of game. Like it is just, I mean, it really is just like Dead Space if it was on the PS1 pretty much. It's a good way to put it, I think. But yeah, there is actually a new game category for this game as well. We are doing New Game Plus, like I said, with all the you basically get all the weapons right away. You don't buy the weapons in the store like you do the other games, or I guess craft like in Dead Space 3, right? But you just find them at certain points. Like the weapon I'm using right now, you actually get right after this fight. So New Game Plus, you have those right away. For the speedrun, the biggest thing is having the line gun, though, because that's the thing that lets us get out of bounds pretty easily. Alright, we should be almost at the end of this fight here. Oh, actually, we are done. Okay. Well, if you looked away, you can look back now. We're all good.
The core extractor should be stored around here somewhere.
There we go. I barely got that. Nice. Yeah, ironically, there is a bench right after the fight. That's alright. And this actually isn't even really a huge out of bounds or anything. It's just, we can use it to skip a boss fight here. Just running through a locked door. If you do have an Android phone with 32-bit app support, it could be played there, and it's great. Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, and you can play it on emulator as well, like I'm doing, but it's probably a little bit harder to set up. I have a guide on it. It's pretty doable, but takes a little bit of setup. In fact, like I would say it's probably harder to set up the game than it is to even learn the whole run, probably. All right, so yeah, this is our actually second to last combat section. So yeah, like I said, I do actually have to load a different file. I goofed a little bit and loaded the wrong NG Plus file, which got us through most of the run, but it's missing the setup for the last glitch, basically, but not a huge deal. You get the idea. But I'll do that really quick after this level here. I'll go ahead and explain the glitch, actually, because it goes by really fast, and we literally just do it 3 times in a row. It's called Store Warp, and for some reason, the game has 2 different fade-outs it can do, the death fade-out and the end level fade-out. And if you die during a very specific part of the suiting up animation, buying a suit, it just plays the end level fade out instead. The specifics, I don't know why. I'm not sure. Okay, I do have to, apologies for switching, I do have to switch this really quick. For just 1 second, but it'll be back in a second. Okay. I have to load up with debug really quick. Okay, this is fine. I think this is actually right before the level. Here, we can use a little bit of debug nonsense to. I think this is the right save, and this is the level right before. I think it's Titan. Or is it Tube 1?
Now entering crossover.
Yes. Okay, and then this should, in theory, should be the right save. Let me just double check. Level 2 suit. Okay, perfect. Nice. Okay. So, again, not the exact way you would do it perfectly in a run, but you'll get the idea. So, basically what we're gonna do, also let me double check. I don't know if this has the right damage on it. The other save, it was killing me in 4 as well. It should be 4, right? Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay, we're making it work. We're making it work. Okay. All right. So basically, we are going to first throw a mine down, interact with the store. We're gonna get hit, which is gonna. You'll see we're able to kind of move, or we're able to see here. Now I'm gonna shoot a mine and buy the suit at the same time, but getting hit is gonna cancel us out of. Oh wait, that was 4. Sorry, wait, I messed this up. Hold on. My apologies. Hold on. There we go. Basically, here we go. I fixed it. The other NG Plus save I intended to load also had slightly higher damage, so I'm used to doing this with 3 mines, but we got it here. Okay. Get hit once. There we go. Buy the suit, get hit again. Okay, this will work. This will work this time. All right. Yeah, apologies for the shenanigans. We got it. Okay, so we'll die like right when the light's coming down like this, and that actually does skip the entire level. You know, like I said, that's my best. I don't know exactly what the deal with that is, but it works. So. But yeah, I asked another glitch hunter who also looked into this game and found that how it works, and that is pretty much just what they said. You know, it just works. But yeah, so in New Game Plus runs, we save that for the last 3 levels because it ends up just saving the most time. But you can do that in any level that has a store, and it will just end the level immediately. So it is actually a little bit anticlimactic because we don't actually fight the final boss either. But like I said, I recommend just checking out the game for yourself if you want to see it. It's pretty cool. Pretty fun. All right. So yeah, and this is our, again, I always forget. I believe this is the last combat encounter. Whenever I do them in actual runs, I kind of, well, not space out during these parts, but like, you know, it's, I'm usually focused on making sure I hit the inputs for the skips and stuff, at the end of the run. Usually these fights aren't too bad. Also, fun fact about these exploders, this is the only Dead Space game where they do not have almost any range on them at all, which is kind of funny. They're pretty notorious in the other games for just destroying you from pretty far away. Whoa, I don't know why he was freaking out like that. That's funny. You gotta be a little bit careful here. These guys can be kind of annoying. These guys as well. These guys really like to go for grabs in this game. There you go. Should be almost done with this fight here, I think. Oh my god. All of them want to grab me today. Don't Dead Space out. True. That's good advice. Alright, this should be the last batch here. Alright, chapter 11, here we go. So yeah, if you saw the store from before, same thing.
Now entering Titan Shard exterior. This is Director
I'm gonna need to sell this so I have enough money real quick. Oh wait, no, I think we have enough actually. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get hit once to lower our health a little bit. One more here, level 3 suit. Alright, gonna die one more time. That's chapter 11. And then time is gonna be in like 30 seconds. It's gonna go really quick. It is, like I said, a little anticlimactic. It doesn't even do the credits when you do this glitch. It just takes you right back to the title screen. Well, that should still work, hopefully. Hopefully that kills me. Oh, I mistimed it a little bit. That's fine. Okay, hold on. I gotta reload. Sorry, I gotta tab it one more time. Basically, I soft locked the game. I just gotta launch it there. That trick is pretty finicky. If you mess it up at all, that'll happen. There we go. Try that one more time. It is like a 20-second level if it works. But yeah, you do risk soft locking. Again, it's really weird why that works because hold on, sorry. Let me get the inputs here. Yeah, it's just really weird how it works because if you do it with other timings like that, you soft lock, like I said, but when it does work, you just beat the game. Like, what? You know? But you know, if it works, it works. Okay, time's coming up in like 5 seconds ish. As soon as the fade out here happens. And time.
GG.
All right. And you see, it does actually unlock stuff. It does it, so it made it because it looks kind of weird. It does count as beating the game. But there you go. That's Dead Space Mobile. Apologies for the technical difficulties. It is a phone game. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Lots of cool glitches. And yeah, thanks for letting me show this off.
Absolutely. It's it's not every day you see a game on a phone.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, to follow that up, if anyone wanted to find you, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Sharkcat87 here on Twitch, playing some Dead Space. I'll probably be playing this game again sometime soon. If you missed it earlier, I am running Dead Space 2 any % blindfolded this Saturday. So if you want to check that out, also I'll be doing that. That's what I've been working on recently. So,
and I'm wishing you the best of luck with that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess that's all I got. Thanks again for having me on the show. It's always fun.
Absolutely. Once again, if you have not checked out Sharkcat87, the link is in chat. A lot of good speedruns, a lot of tough games, honestly. Some challenging games have been on the show in the past. Sharkcat does do a lot of them pretty damn well. And if you want to see something amazing, Saturday, blindfolded. I think that's
I think it's pretty hard, yeah.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, yes, thank you all for watching this episode of Speedruns from the Crypt. It's always nice doing the GDQ Hotfix shows. Hopefully you all had a good time. Just as a heads up, SGDQ is right around the corner. Once again, Summer Games Done Quick 2026 will be live in Minneapolis, Minnesota from July 5th to July 11th. You can visit gdq.gg to learn more or register for the event. You can also check out the schedule at gdq.gg/schedule. I mention it again because I think our show comes up after SGDQ. Our next one will be July 15th. So normally I'd say I'd see you in 2 weeks, but in 2 weeks it's GDQ. So hopefully if you're going, hope you have a lot of fun runs to watch. Always a good time. So yeah, I guess in that case, I've been your host, Dices. Usually run these, pretty fun. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or night, and I guess see you in about three weeks, I think that's 3, July 15th. Anyway, have a good one, and first, if you missed out on Crosshair or Speedruns from the Crypt, you can stay tuned as we replay both shows after this. You can also tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for a special Thursday episode of Do All the Things and Parallel Universe. Have a wonderful rest of the day or night, and take it easy.